Unraiders, and welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are in the world. Welcome to our first birthday bash. But while this is our first party, it's certainly not our first birthday. Actually, this is Unraid's 20th anniversary. Yes, Unraid's been around for 20 years now. Can you believe that, guys? What an amazing feat, hey? Now, the actual anniversary isn't actually today. It was last Tuesday, the 26th. But let's be honest, no one wants to party on a Tuesday, do they? We all know that Tuesdays are for running parity checks, not for popping champagne. So we decided to move the celebration to today because we wanted as many people as possible to be able to join us here in the Unraid Theatre. And I'm super excited to see all of you there in the little section at the bottom there. So I want to take a few moments to explain how the Unraid Theatre works, because this isn't just a place to sit back, relax and watch. We want you to actually be a part of the show. Now, I noticed earlier, I saw a few of you guys pressing on some of the emojis. So, but for those of you who don't know, I want to bring your attention to the bottom of the screen. You'll see various little buttons there, the little emoji buttons. That's how you can give us feedback. You can applaud and generally make some noise. For example, there's a clapping button. So I'm hitting that now, as you can see. There's a thumbs up. And there's even this one, the fire emoji. Come on, you know you want to press it. Come on, hit it. Feel free. Go on, do it. Yeah. Good, 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 good. Wow, look at that, man. We're going to set the world on fire. Right. I want you all to get it out of your system now, because I urge you to use it responsibly. Well, be a little bit responsible anyway. Not too much. But we definitely don't want Tiffany turning this off and not allowing us to use them, do we? Okay, so now we know how to interact. Let's do a proper practice, I think. So what I want to know is I want to know whereabouts you guys are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call out a continent or region, and I want you to give me a big thumbs up if you're joining from there. Okay, so give me a thumbs up if you're in North America. Wow, a lot of you there. Awesome. Thank you very much for joining, guys. And a special shout out to any friends up north, any Canadians in the house. Oh, a lot of Canadians too. Hello, guys, and welcome, welcome. Excellent. Now, how about those of you joining me from my part of the world? Let's see any thumbs up from people in Europe. Wow, a lot of Europeans as well. Hello, guys, my fellow Europeans. Awesome. And anyone from Africa? Any Africans here? Oh, yeah, awesome. Hello, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. And finally, not forgetting Australia or Asia. I know it's probably incredibly late there for you guys. So anyone from Asia or, oh, thank you very much. I hate to think what time it is for you guys over there. I'm sure it's very late. Okay, so I'm going to start off with what we're actually doing today in this birthday bash. So let me go over the agenda. So first, we're going to start off with a short film for you to enjoy. Then after that, we're going to dive into something we call Show Us Your Server Competition, or SYS, where our wonderful community has entered their amazing servers to be judged. Then after that, we're finally going to have a live question and answer session with people from the Unraid team. So it's really going to be a great event. Anyway, so now we're all warmed up. We know what to do. We know how to press the emojis and everything. I think we're ready to move into our first event of the day. So we're going to start off with a fun, light-hearted short film to celebrate Unraid's 20th anniversary. Now, this is a special one for all of you movie buffs out there, because I've thrown a few little Easter eggs and throwbacks to some classic pop culture sci-fi from the 80s all the way through to the mid-thousands. So keep your eyes peeled if you're sci-fi fans. You may see some little Easter eggs there. Anyway, without further ado, please sit back, relax, grab yourself a beer or a coffee. Let's watch the film. So Larry, if you'd roll the video, please, let's go. Oh, hey guys, it's not the event, is it yet? It's not for a few hours, surely. Okay, well, while you're here, you may as well join me to make my special Unraid birthday bash drink. So, of course, the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need a lime. Now, you all know that Unraid is made by the company Lime Technology, but did you know where the actual word Lime Technology comes from? Well, it's actually the name of the street where Tom was living when he created Unraid. The street was called Lime Drive, and in fact, it was this that was the logo for Unraid for many years, until when the website and logos got a big refresh and we have the logo we have today. Now, in fact, Tom's brother always used to joke to him that the logo looked like he sold fruit and veg. So we could have had, instead of software, maybe unfruits. Okay, so I'm going to put my slice of lime into my glass. The next thing I need is some 7-Up. So let's pour that into the glass. So why 7-Up, you might be asking, for the birthday bash drink? Well, 7-Up used to be known as the Uncola, as you can see on my lovely vintage glass here. And that's actually where the name of Unraid came from, due to the similarity of Unraid not being a raid and 7-Up not being a cola. So, as it's a birthday bash, the last thing we need in our drink, why don't we have a little bit of whiskey? Can't go wrong with that. Okay, so with that done, cheers. Here's to the 20th anniversary of Unraid and many more to come. Hey Eli, remember we were talking about how cool it would have been if Tom had started Unraid years earlier? I was thinking, what if we could give him a bit of a head start?
Ooh, yeah. If we could send him a few hints from the future, he could have had Unraid 8 out by now.
That'd be so awesome, exactly. You know what, I was watching that old Superman movie, I'm not sure if you've seen it, where he flies around and around the Earth to go back in time, and it hit me. What if we could send an email around and around the world, crossing the date line, until it actually went back in time?
Oh, that's a really cool idea, Ed. I wonder if I could loop the email through some servers in a specific order that would let us control the direction.
Yeah, I think I can get that done for you in just a few hours.
That sounds awesome, Eli. Do it, man. Okay, but I guess if we're going to do this, we can't just send it from any old email account. If you think about it, if the account didn't exist in 2004, Tom's reply, well, it would have nowhere to go, would it? And we'd never see it.
Right, so we need an account that existed in 2004 and still exists now. That way the reply lands in the inbox back then, and when we look now, boom, it's sitting in there dated 2004.
Exactly. Well, I've still got my old Hotmail from the year 2000. Barely touched it in years, to be honest, but it is still active. If Tom replies, it should just be waiting there for us to open.
Wow, that's perfect. This makes total sense in a totally nonsensical time warping way.
It's coding time.
Okay, Ed, I'm done. I'm ready to send our first message to December 2004.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's keep the first message short, something like, "Hey Tom, we hear you're working on a storage system. Wishing you the best of luck. Keep going."
Awesome. And I'm going to sign it, "Your future friends."
That is perfect. Okay, 3, 2, 1, send.
If it works, you should see a reply in your old Hotmail account right away.
Hang on. Yep, December 20th, 2004, unread. Here it is, Eli. Who are you? I haven't told anyone about this. But hang on. I know this is a joke from one of you kids. My guess is Tiffany.
Well, it worked, but I guess he thinks it's a prank.
Okay, then. That's not good. So we're going to have to up the stakes. Hang on, I'm going to ask ChatGPT something a moment. ChatGPT, we just sent an email back in time by looping it around the world through servers. Firstly, how is that even possible?
Mr. Anderson, I presume?
No, the name's Ed, a.k.a. Space Invader 1.
Well, here you're not known as that. Here you're known as Mr. Anderson. Now you've stumbled on something you weren't meant to know. This is not reality as you think it is. You're in a simulation. Rules can be bent. Your email didn't go back in time as such. You just changed the rules of the game.
So, can we do more? Could I actually say, send an object back in time as well?
To physically send an object through time, you would need a time machine. There's no way around that. But you can cheat, bend the rules, use the same relay system you built for the email. Instead of sending a message, place an online order for an item. Route it through the same looping process, thousands of server hops across the world. You won't be sending the item itself through time, but the order will arrive somewhere else in the simulation. In your case, that somewhere else will be Tom's address in 2004.
So let me get this straight. So a courier just turns up back then with something from the future?
Don't think too hard about the logistics. The simulation will fill in the gaps. All you need to know is that the delivery will happen in the past, not in your present. I will let you go now, Mr. Anderson. I hate it here. You humans are like a cancer on this earth. You make my skin crawl.
Service suspended due to an emergency situation. Eli, ChatGPT's just gone offline, I think.
Yeah, an emergency situation. And I think we might be the emergency.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, let's do it straight away now. If you can find Tom's 2004 address, let's order a 28 terabyte hard drive on Amazon. We'll gift wrap it, and we'll put a nice message for him. Happy Christmas.
Awesome. And I'm going to reply to his email and say, no, this isn't a joke, and we don't drink Pepsi, Coke, or any other cola either.
Oh, I love it. He'll know we know something about Unraid then. Nice. And we can add something as well, like we'll send you something that will change your mind about storage forever.
All right. 3, 2, 1, send.
Right, I need to call Eli, I think.
Hey, Ed, what's up?
Hey, Eli. Yeah, I'm over at Docs. He asked me to have a look at that time tracking plugin. He says he's been having a few issues with it, and it uses the Unraid API, and thought you might be able to help. But I think actually before that, I wonder if we actually managed to speed up the development of Unraid. What version are we on, Eli?
It says 7.2.
Really? That's weird. I'm going to have a look at the website on my laptop. Okay, quick search. Let's go on the website. Oh my god, Eli, the Unraid team. We're all disappearing.
Check your email again?
Yes, there is another one from Tom here. And it says, okay, whoever you are, I think you work for 7-Up, and you're getting into computer storage, and you're telling me to stop. All right, I get the message. I'll stop my project right away. But the upside is, thanks for the drive, I'll never need to buy storage again. I'll just focus on brewing beer.
What have we done?
I don't know, man. Looks like we've broken Unraid forever. I'm so upset. I'm going to have to clear my head and go for a walk. Hey, Doc. Yeah, it's me. I'm glad you called. Eli and I tried to help Tom, giving him a bit of a head start with Unraid, but I think we've broken the timeline. Unraid is disappearing.
What? You fools! I told you, time and technology are delicate. You can't just tamper with them without consequences.
I know, but we only sent him an email at first. And then, yeah, we did send him a 28 terabyte hard drive.
28 terabytes? In 2004? Great Scott! That kind of capacity didn't even exist back then. You couldn't buy it in any store. Why would you send something like that 6 months before he was about to release the very first version of Unraid?
Just thought we'd give him a head start. It would make Unraid better in the future.
Better? You've erased it! Don't you see? Tom thinks he's being threatened. He's abandoned the project. And if Unraid disappears, so does my server. All my experiment data, gone. I'll be stuck here in the past with no way to get back.
So, what do we do, Doc? How do we actually fix this?
You've got to put things right. You must retrieve that hard drive before Tom opens it on Christmas Day 2004. If you don't, Unraid is finished before it even begins.
Okay, Doc, I'll do it. I know someone who can get back that 28 terabyte hard drive for us. I'll contact Adam.
I'll send the time machine back to you. Be at Twin Pines Church. That's where it'll arrive. And don't forget, you must fix this before Christmas Day. The entire future of Unraid depends on it.
Adam, I take it you know what's happening. Unraid seems to be getting erased from existence.
Yeah, I've seen enough glitches already to know something's wrong.
Right, so here's the question. If we sent an email back to you in 2004 and claimed it was from us in the future, would younger Adam believe it?
Ha! In 2004? No way, not a chance. I'd think it was spam or something.
Okay, but what if that email said, we know you're about to build that gaming PC with the Zalman CPU cooler you've been eyeing up. Only you'd know that back then, yeah?
Alright, yeah. Younger me would definitely stop and listen if it nailed those sorts of details.
Good, because here's the plan. On Christmas Eve 2004, the DeLorean's dropping off a tower. You've got to intercept Tom's courier, swap out the 28 terabyte hard drive, and leave the tower instead. That should fix the timeline, I think.
Right. Save Unraid by tricking a delivery guy. Totally normal.
Oh yeah, and when you load that drive back into the DeLorean, grab me a Sony Walkman, would you? And pop that on the seat too.
Fine, but only if you promise not to ask me for cassette tapes too.
Deal, okay. Well, write a convincing email to yourself and send it through Eli's relay server. That way the younger you will know it's real and we'll keep the timeline on track.
Got it. Future me sending instructions to past me. What could possibly go wrong?
Space!
Marty, you made it. Welcome to another video. This is the one the Unraiders have been waiting for, the big one. We're going to fix the Unraid timeline.
Is that a DeLorean?
Don't worry about that now. Don't worry about that now. Roll tape. Hi, I'm Ed, aka Space Invader 1. I'm outside the Twin Pines Church, and the time and date is Saturday the 30th of August 2025, and the time is 1:18 AM. This is Unraid Temporal Time Experiment, fixing the timeline number 1. Please note, the old tower is being placed onto the front seat of the DeLorean. Swap out mission is officially underway. Destination 2004. Safe trip tower, and don't let the flux capacitor scare you.
You got that hooked up to the car?
Watch this. What did I tell you? 88 miles an hour. Marty, quick, the DeLorean, it's jumping back. Wow, look at it, it's cold, damn cold. I'm going to go over and look at the seat. If 2004 Adam's done his job properly, we shouldn't have the tower there anymore. So you're what's caused all of this trouble. 28 terabyte hard drive, you little devil. Oh, and thanks 2004 Adam, you didn't forget my Walkman. Marty, come here. I need to show you how this works. Now make sure you get this on camera, Marty, because we can use this in another Uncast video, a tutorial how to run the time machine. First, you turn the time circuits on. This readout tells you where you are, this one where you're going, and this one where you were. You enter your destination on this keypad. Say you want to see IBM launch their first ever personal computer. August the 12th, 1981. Or you want to witness the birth of Linux, when Linus Torvalds posted he was working on a free operating system. August the 25th, 1991. And here's a red letter day in tech. August the 26th, 2005.
Why have you chosen that date, Space?
Ah, what a great day. I remember it vividly. This was the date when Tom Mortensen made his famous post on the AVS forums announcing Unraid as a new network-attached media server storage solution. My God, has it been that long? Things have certainly changed in the tech world since then. I remember when home operating systems were just Windows, as far as the eye could see. Old man Gates owned it all. He had this crazy idea he was going to make a Windows phone. That went well.
Space, does that run on regular gasoline?
No, it needs something with a little bit more of a kick. It needs plutonium.
Is this sucker nuclear?
No, this baby's electrical. But I need a nuclear reaction to generate the 1.21 gigawatts of electricity I need for the time jump.
Space, you don't just go online and order that stuff off of Amazon or AliExpress. You didn't rip that off, did you?
Of course I did. I got it for some Windows Home Server fundamentalists. They asked me to build them a server that would run for 100 years and run off-grid. So what I did, I got them an old janky case, filled it with AliExpress parts, and it just has a blue screen. They'll think that's how Windows runs, it always does anyway. They won't notice for years. Come on, let's refuel it. The plutonium goes in the chamber here. We've got to be careful, Marty. The plutonium's stable in the liquid suspension, so we don't need radiation suits. But if the red isotope leaks out, that's highly radioactive. Okay, it's safe now. It's all lead-lined. Oh my God, they found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty! It's those damn Windows Home Server fanatics. Get to the home lab, Marty. I'll draw them off in the DeLorean. Let's see if you blue screeners can do 90. We're here, August the 26th, 2005. We made it. Oh, hang on, handbrake. Doc will kill me if I put a dent on this thing. Now, I think I've found Tom's house from 2005. And if in fact we have fixed the timeline, he should be about to announce Unraid on the AVS forums. Now, actually, we can't really just knock on the door, can we? Let's have a look through the window.
Now, let's be quiet and have a look through. Oh, there's Tom.
And do you see that, the tower with the side off it? That's the tower we sent back to him. Yes, and no 28 terabyte hard drive inside. Yeah, and today's the day Tom makes his famous post. It should be any time now. Oh, hang on, look, he's going off somewhere. I think he's going to his office. It could be now. Okay, I'm going to quickly go to another window and see if I can see inside the office. Okay, he's not here yet. There's his computer. And hey, look on the screen. I'll try and zoom in. That's the very first web UI of Unraid. Okay, guys, let's be really quiet. Tom's back. He's just going onto his computer. It actually looks like now he's on the forums page. I can't quite see. He's blocking the screen. Oh, hang on. We might be able to see now. Hey, he's picking up a beer. And he seems to be celebrating. I think he's just made the post, everyone. You know what? We've just witnessed the birth of Unraid. It looks like all's good. It looks like we did manage to fix the timeline. Unraid's back on track. Well, that's the last time I messed with the timeline, just to try and get a faster release. Lesson learned. Unraid comes out when it's ready, not when I fire up the flux capacitor. Anyway, I guess it's time to go back to the future and join you guys back in 2025. Oh, I have to admit, it's great to see that reaction. I had a lot of fun making that film, so I hope everyone enjoyed that a little bit, the fun celebrating Unraid's birthday. Although, Eli, after seeing that, I really don't think we should be doing any more software inventions, do you? Okay, so now it's time to move on to our next event, which is the SYS competition. This is the part of the show I've really been looking forward to, where our wonderful community has been showing us their amazing servers they're creating. So to help me judge that, I'd like to introduce my co-host here, Adam. Adam, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Adam Morales, and I am the head of support for Lime Tech and Unraid, and co-host and co-judge for this contest.
Well, thank you very much. It's great to have you up here, Adam. But before we jump in and look at the finalists, I just want to say a quick word about why we've created this competition. For our 20th anniversary, we really wanted to celebrate the incredible community out there, you guys, that make Unraid what it is. So this competition is a way of giving you, the audience, a chance to show off your amazing creations. For 20 years, we focused on the software, and now we want to see the hardware that is running that software, the servers you've all entered as your pride and joy. So we've got some good prizes, haven't we, Adam?
We absolutely do. And there's a bit of a choice for the prizes. We actually have, for the runners-up, they can choose between a $50 gift card to our new Unraid merch store, or they can choose an Unleashed license. And for the winners, you get the choice of a lifetime license, 1 hour of paid support, or $150 gift card for that same Unraid merch store.
Awesome. So if we can go on to the next slide, please, Larry. So we have 5 categories in this competition, and there's a total of 70 submissions. So the first category is called the Terabyte Titan, which basically is who's got the most who's got the most storage on the block, you know, who's the big boys out there. And moving on
Yeah, we have the Tiny Titan is the next one, and those are the small form factor builds. How much storage can you cram into a small form factor for Unraid?
Yeah, and then we have Legacy Legend, which is just like it sounds, all of the old hardware, the legacy stuff.
And then finally, we have Completely Unhinged, which is all the crazies out there could dream up for Unraid servers.
Yeah, I really like that category myself. And also, finally, the last category we have is Milliwatt Miser. And just like the name says, it's just the low power servers that Unraid is running, just sipping away the power. Okay, so if we can have the next slide, please, Larry. So for this category, we're going to just have the winner by basically just the stats, who's got the biggest storage. So let's run the next slide, please, Larry, where we'll look at the first finalist. Oh, I'm sorry. My screen is just a bit of a technical hitch here, guys. I'm very sorry. My screen just decided to play tricks on me.
I'll kick in here. It's okay. This one was one of my favorites, actually. I think I have a spot in my rack here that this would fit beautifully in. It's definitely the most enterprisey looking that I think, at least in my opinion, of all the submissions. And really impressed with the hardware that they add here with that newish AMD EPYC CPU, 128 gigs of DDR4 ECC. Just all around really great hardware choices.
Yeah, and it's got 500 terabytes of storage. So this is the runner-up. So we can be sure that this category is definitely going to have a petabyte of storage for the whole category. Can you believe that, guys? A petabyte of storage just in 2 finalist servers. Awesome. You know, it's just such an amazing figure.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at, we're all aware that there's 24 terabyte plus size drives out there, but when you actually see it in one Unraid array, it's just kind of mind-breaking to see half a petabyte in storage in one 4U chassis like that.
Yeah, and I think I'm not sure if people can see my mouse there. You know, we've got a Hecko core case there, really clean looking build, and you know, all of the cable management really clean. I would love to have this server in my rack. I would certainly like to have half a petabyte of storage. Anyway,
We
Larry,
can fight over it.
we can go on to the next slide, please, Larry. So now we have our winner. This is Andrew here, and he just beats the other one by just 28 terabytes of storage, the same amount of size storage that messed up the Unraid timeline. So 128 terabytes of storage there.
And that's, but he is in the process of expanding, so that gap is widening significantly as he gets up to 608 terabytes.
Wow, that is a crazy amount of storage. And as well, he's running it on a 48-bay Supermicro 4U. So looking to the future, when multiple Unraid arrays hit, we might break the petabyte barrier in an Unraid server. Wouldn't that be cool, guys? Give it a clap if you think that would be cool.
We have some data hoarders in the audience here.
Yeah, we're all data hoarders, Adam. You know that.
I know.
And one thing, you know, I thought was funny about this server is it mentioned that Andrew likes the spin down feature because the server is only using 250 watts of power.
Only 250 watts, folks. So keep track of that number as we get into some of our later categories. The comparison is going to be interesting. The other thing that we noticed on this guy is 400 of those terabytes are actually being used already. And Ed and I were joking, like, I really want to see Andrew's Jellyfin library on this guy. We suspect that he's leasing some of this storage to Netflix.
Yeah, and I think that's why sometimes when I play my Netflix videos, there's a little bit of buffering because it must be the Unraid hard drive spinning up on Andrew's backup Netflix server. Anyway, so Andrew, congratulations. You're the first winner in the first category of our first ever SYS competition. 528 terabytes, absolutely amazing. Thank you, everyone. Give him a big round of applause, you know, for Andrew. Come on, what an amazing server. Come on, make some noise. More than that. Come on, you love these servers. Come on, we all love storage. Awesome. Yeah, that's it. That's what we want. Loads of noise. Come on. Okay, wow. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for taking the time to enter your amazing server into our competition. And Larry, can we roll the next slide onto the next category? So this next category, we're going to be starting the judging a little differently now. So from here on, we're going to be letting you, the audience, actually be the ones to decide who's the winner. We're going to be showing you 2 finalists, and then at the end, we're going to be showing you both side by side, and then Adam and I will then ask you which one you want to win. And then you need to click on here, your clap button, just tap it really, really fast. So the loudest applause, then that's going to be the server that wins. So anyway, let's roll the next slide and let's have Adam introduce the the category.
The Tiny Titans. Yeah. So this was an interesting one. I initially suspected that we were just going to have some Intel NUC conversions and things like that, but I was actually shocked with how much storage they crammed into these boxes, and there was more creativity than I thought there would be too, with some of these custom, actually like 3D printed builds. Let's go on to the first finalist here, Larry. And we have Paul up already. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we've got Paul. And Paul's from the United Kingdom. So am I. Thank you for Paul for entering, fellow Brit there. And nice to see as well that he's got, I think if we total it all up, there's about 128 terabytes of raw space there. But obviously, if we look here, he's got 4 18 terabyte drives and 4 14. So we've got to assume that one of those 18s is going to be a parity. So he's going to have at least 110 terabytes of raw storage in his Unraid XFS array. And that's in a tiny server. So it truly is tiny, and it truly is a Titan.
He's coming for the Terabyte Titans with that build.
Yeah. Well, maybe when this server grows up, it will be a Terabyte Titan, hey? Okay, so if we can look at the next slide, please, Larry. So if we look here, is that the SSDs there, Adam? I think so.
I believe so, yeah. So he put the SSDs up in the top cavity here where the motherboard is, and he definitely used every last centimeter of space in that box. But yeah, amazing job.
I think it was rocking 6 4 terabyte SSDs in RAID Z1 and had 2 NVMEs as a ZFS mirror. So lovely little server, those.
Awesome.
I think it's got 2.5 gig LAN as well on the back there. So anyway,
Really
this is
nice
our first contestant for the Tiny Titan finalist. So let's roll the next slide and go on to the next. So here we have Andre from the Czech Republic, and this is a server built on the Seed Studio Odyssey SBC. And what I like about this, it has a 3D printed case. And Andre's been kind enough. Anyone who wants to actually make a server the same as this, he's put the plans to build this, 3D print it if you've got a 3D printer, on Thingiverse. So Andre, thank you very much for doing that. So if we can go on to, we are on the next slide, I'm sorry.
There we go. So what I really liked about this one and what pushed it to the top of the heap for me was just how unique the vertical design was. I love how he put the cooling fan there and then the hard drives vertically under there, and it just fit so nicely with that SBC under there. It's something that I could actually see having in my office.
Yeah. So, one thing to note is there isn't as much storage as the other contestants, but it's a very, very interesting server. Excuse me. And
Lots of points for creativity.
Definitely. I think it looks beautiful. Very nice server, nice and clean. Any of you guys out there in the audience got a 3D printer? Give it a thumbs up if you've got a 3D printer. And give me a fire emoji if you would actually like to 3D print this case yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a lot of you. Yeah, me too. I tell you, I need to fire up my Bamboo Labs 3D printer, but it's got a clogged nozzle at the moment. So this is making me want to actually repair that and get this printed. Okay, so if we can go on to the next slide, then we're going to actually cast our votes. So what I want you to do, guys, is if you want Paul H with his small form factor server to win, then please tap that clap button now. Hit it if you think Paul should win. Wow.
Okay. Now, if you think Andre should win, now it's time for you to clap for Andre. Come on, 3D printed. Thank you. Very good. I have to say, I think Andre is our winner on this one.
I think you're right. Yeah. Well, congratulations, Andre. Awesome server. And thank you very much for showing the community your wonderful creation. And again, thank you very much for sharing the designs online. So let's give Andre a round of applause again. Thank you.
Okay, let me introduce this category to everybody. So this is the Milliwatt Miser, and initially I wasn't thinking that this was going to be that interesting. I thought we would again see some Intel N100 NUC-like builds, and I was absolutely shocked to the extent that the contestants went to eke out every last drop of power savings on these builds.
Yeah, some awesome builds were here for sure. Larry, if we can roll the first slide, please. So here we have Lucas from Slovakia. He's got a server which is powered off an Odroid H3 on a nice low-powered platform. It's rocking an Intel 1505, and Lucas has disabled the turbo for power saving. It has 16 gigs of RAM. Obviously, with a low power server, it's an all SSD NAS. I think he's got 2 terabytes NVMEs and 2 4 terabyte SSDs. So obviously one of the kind of big things here is it runs on a solar powered battery, and it will only switch to the mains when it hits 25%. So absolutely awesome server. It's not only low powered, but it runs off solar too. So I was really, really shocked and surprised to see that. And I think it's an awesome server.
Go to the next slide, Larry. There we go. And this one, while he says it's a fanless design, it does have a fan, so it's fanless most of the time. That actually only spins up once it gets to 60 degrees. So primarily fanless.
Yeah. Oh, and if we look here, we can see here, I think that's the Vectron MPPT solar controller there, and here are the batteries that is powering this. So amazing. You know what an awesome server running off the sun, hey?
Set up a little rack for that equipment too. Pretty cool.
So can we go on to the next slide, please, Larry?
Now, this is what I was talking about when I said that contestants went above and beyond with eking out every little bit of power savings. He hooked his server up to an oscilloscope. He's got power top in your left, in this left image here, net data, just above and beyond. This was just amazing. And he submitted all of these details, which we loved. We love seeing the GIF with his wattage usage and everything.
Really awesome job. You know, absolutely amazing. If we can go on to the next slide, please, Larry. So here we've got how everything's set up. We've got the solar, if you can see, hopefully everyone can see my mouse there. We've got the solar charger here charging the batteries, and then this goes over here to the device that switches over from mains and DC. So we've got the mains coming in here, and then that powers all of his things. I'm not an expert on solar, so I might have that wrong.
When I saw this image, I was like, all right, so I need Lucas to DM me because I need him to come over to my house and set up something like this.
No, Adam, Lucas is not allowed to go over to you in the States. Lucas is from Europe, and if he's going to go and visit anyone, he's going to come and see me and help me with my solar, okay?
All right, let's go to the next slide. And this is their second finalist. So we have Sydney. They submitted a box here that again is running on solar. So both of these servers are basically net zero wattage for the majority of the time. And another thing that I really liked about Sydney's build is that they're using the new Wi-Fi 6E integration that we recently added to the product. And wow. I love how they kind of tucked this little server back into the closet the way they did.
Yeah, and it's acting as a backup location, running a Z-pool over Wi-Fi, and it's just running off the sun again. So such an interesting category. This the finalists, they had to be the solar ones. Absolutely awesome. Thank you very much for your submissions, guys. So I think now we need to actually move on and vote for who's going to win. So let's start off, and I want to hear it for who wants Lucas to win over in Europe. Give it a round of applause. Come on, guys. Let's hear it for Lucas. Come on.
That's some excitement there.
Wow. Lucas, you got some fans.
Okay. So
Amazing.
now, for everybody who wants to vote for Sydney, please give your round of applause. Come on. Give some love to Sydney. Very nice. Okay. Both awesome contestants, but I think it was a landslide on the side of Lucas for this one. So Lucas, you are our winner, and Sydney, you're our runner-up on this one. Larry, can we go to the next slide? All right. So this is our legacy legends. So these are Unraid servers running on older hardware. And initially I was like, older hardware, not the new sexy. But this really hit me in the nostalgia feels once I saw some of the hardware they were actually able to run on this.
Yeah.
Became one of my favorite categories. Can we go to the next slide?
So here we got Matt L from the USA. And the first thing you'll notice here is he's using an AMD Athlon X2. And the really interesting thing I find about this CPU is it was actually released 3 months before Unraid was. It was released on May 2005. So it's as old as Unraid and 3 months older too. So absolutely awesome. So as well with 3 gigs of RAM, and it's still running over 20 years later. How great is that?
It's awesome. And this one really reminded me of my first gaming PC build, actually. I had very similar components back in the day. That's a Zalman CPU cooler. I recognize that Zalman CPU cooler. And I absolutely loved it. Was kind of terrifying, but it also made me just love the fact that he has IDE drives in this system still.
Mm. Yeah, do Zalman still make CPU coolers? I don't know. Do they, Adam? Do you know that?
I don't know. Let's ask the audience. Does Zalman still make CPU coolers?
Thumbs up if they do, thumbs down if they don't.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Well, I don't know. It's
That was
like
a mixed
50-50.
reaction.
So
Yeah, it was hard to tell.
Maybe sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, hey? Anyway, if we can roll on to the next slide, please, Larry. Oh, so look at that. That's he's really rocking the retro NAS banner there. That's really awesome. And we can see there that the CPU is like hardly being used. What's that, about 25%? It's very hard to actually see. But so even with a CPU that's over 20 years old, it's running a very modern version of Unraid, a version released in 2025, and it's only using 25% of the CPU usage. So a testament as well to how efficient Unraid is.
100%. That's amazing. Modern Unraid version running on 20-year-old hardware.
Yeah. Okay, so if we can.
There we go.
So we now have Steve M from the United States. This server, he built it in 2011, and it's still running the original Celeron that actually came out a little bit before he built the server. The Celeron came out in 2009. Again, this server's only got a little bit of RAM. It's only got the 4 terabytes. I bet he wishes he had 4 terabytes of RAM, 4 gigabytes of RAM. But his current array, it's actually grown from how it was originally over the years. It's evolved, and he's actually got 280 terabytes of storage in this server. That's pretty incredible on a server that's, what is it, like 14 years ago he built this.
14 years old. That's nuts.
Can we roll the next slide, please, Larry?
Very cool. So what we were noticing here, love the case choice, first of all. This is actually, we looked into that a little bit, and it turns out that this is an Antec 1200 V3, we believe, and he converted the front of it, pulled out these 5 1/4 bay slots, and he put in his own hot swap drive bays. Really cool design.
Larry, can we just go back to the previous slide a moment, just so we can show the front? So there's the, there's the custom bits that have been put in. I think it makes the case look beautiful, really. If I could buy this case today, I definitely would, and I'd love to put in those hotspot bays. Sorry, Larry, if you can go back onto the other one. Sorry to mess you around like that. So anyway, like I said, I would buy that case today.
Just to interject, we looked. He was trying to buy that case.
Wow, yeah, I did actually look on eBay, yeah. Anyway, so I think we need to vote for our legacy legend. So if we can have the next slide, please. First, I want to hear it. Who likes the old one here that's older than Unraid, still running a modern Unraid? Let's hear it for Matt L. Come on, guys, let's hear it for Matt.
Okay, okay. Awesome response. I feel like Matt brought some of his family to the audience for that response. All right, and next we have Steve. And again, remember, this is Steve who put 280 terabytes into this custom Antec case, running a 14-year-old hardware build for his Unraid server. Come on, give it up. Wow. Okay, well, I think it's pretty unanimous. Steve M, you're our winner. Congratulations for your amazing old server there with 280 terabytes of space. But I want to just say, regardless of who won this, I must say we love the fact that these Unraid users kept these systems running and kept them useful rather than just like many people would do, just chuck things in the bin. We've got, server hardware here, a CPU from 2009 and another from 2005. They're still being used today. Come on, let's give them a big hand for that. Absolutely awesome. Well done, guys.
So thank you very much, guys.
We love it.
Really amazing category. I really enjoyed, looking at the legacy legends. It was absolutely amazing. Okay, so we're on to our next category. So completely unhinged, a little bit like me, I guess. So this is maybe that's why it's my favorite category. I like this category because we get to see some very unusual things here. I've got a love for building strange servers. I've done things in the past myself, such building Unraid servers into old Atari 800 and Commodore 64 cases. So I find this a very interesting category.
On the other side of that coin, I thought I was going to be severely triggered because I love cable management and things to be nice and tidy. So I was like, oh, this is going to be an OCD trigger for sure.
Yeah. So if we can have the next slide.
All right, we have Elijah K from the USA for this finalist submission. And Elijah actually built his Unraid server into a desk.
Wow, that is amazing. I tell you, if that was my desk, I don't think I'd get much work done because I'd be too busy just staring into the RGB and looking at the parts, how they worked. I'd probably be very unproductive. But what an amazing build, hey, inside of a desk.
Absolutely, and I love the backstory that this actually got the spousal approval factor because there was a living room conflict that actually was the reason this was built.
I love that. I love that word, a living room conflict. That's a very interesting way of putting it. Okay, so one thing I like about this as well is I love it how the drives are laid out there. If you have a look, guys, they're all kind of like horizontally laid out, really nice and clean in there as well. And you've got are they fans bringing air into the actual desk there, Adam? I'm not sure.
I think that side is actually there. When we looked at different angles, that's actually the exhaust side, I believe. But
Right.
on the opposite end, there's intake fans. So we did a really cool job of making sure that the airflow is pushing that cool air in and out over the drives.
Yeah, well, an amazing build there. Very interesting server. Absolutely. For sure.
And what I was also going to say on this one, there was another note that this survived a Dr. Pepper incident, which is pretty interesting. So
wow. Oh, I got some more pictures there. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful server, hey?
Yep, now you can see the intake side on that picture on the right there too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, awesomely designed. Okay, so now that brings us on to our next contestant, which is Sabin from the United States. Now, this is a very interesting setup here. Who needs a case? When you can just use the wall, hey? Absolutely awesome. Look at that. And it's so neat as well. If you look at those hard drives there, the cable management is very, very neat.
Yeah.
Well, I have to just say, wow.
On the left-hand side, even, he's got all of his extra power cables nicely organized. So again, I thought I'd be triggered, but there's some design to this chaos. I like it.
Yeah. Can we look at the next slide, please? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that gives us a lot more kind of view. We can see there's a lot more hardware there than just the server. And as well, it's rocking dual CPUs, it looks like, if you look at the top there, Adam.
Yeah, you're right. Dual procs on this guy. Very nice.
Yeah.
He really crammed. I mean, he had plenty of space, but he crammed a lot of hardware up on this wall.
It's certainly not a tiny Titan, that's for sure.
No.
Okay, so that brings us on to the voting of the completely unhinged. So, first. Okay.
I get to go first this time. So, who votes for Elijah K? Let's get a round of applause for Elijah K. He gets some credit for, again, he got all this hardware past the spouse. So, anybody who can relate, clap louder.
And it survived Dr. Pepper as well. Come on. Okay, and so now let's hear it for Sabin. He didn't have any pictures to hang on the wall, so he hung his server on the wall. Let's hear it for Sabin. Who wants him to win? Okay, Sabin, I think you're the winner, man. Congratulations with that awesome build. Amazing server. And Elijah, your server is awesome too. Two completely awesome unhinged builds. Okay, so what I want to ask you guys now is really what was your favorite category out of all of these? So I want the most noise will know which is your favorite category. So whose favorite category was Terabyte Titan? Okay, we know exactly who the data hoarders are now in the audience. We saw exactly where your claps came from. Okay, so who likes the Tiny Titans? Let's hear it for them.
I think we got
so
more Tiny Titans.
we do have a lot of Titanists in the house today. How about
We
Legacy Legends? Anyone like the old hardware? Who liked that and appreciated that?
Now we can see the graybeards. That's what we're seeing right now. You guys are welcome with Ed and I.
Yeah, you can hang out with us anytime.
Genius!
So next, who loves the low power builds? Who's really into low power servers and especially solar? Let's hear it for them. And lastly, who loves the unhinged builds? Come on, you've got to love them.
All right, so we're unhinged. That's what that came down to. The majority of us are unhinged.
Yeah, awesome. I think that what an amazing and incredible competition. I have to tell you, it was not an easy process with 70 incredible entries. The deliberations got pretty intense. In fact, I'm happy to report that Adam and I used to be good friends before this, After fighting over which servers should make the final list, I think our friendship is now currently pending a full diagnostic.
Yeah, well, he was just, he was wrong, folks. He was just wrong. I'm sorry. We also wanted to say that we really hope that everybody sticks around to the end of our entire presentation. We're going to have a slideshow, not of just the finalists, but every submission at the end here.
Yeah, but the fun doesn't actually stop there. We're now going to move on to our next segment. And this one I know a lot of you have been waiting for. It's time for a live question and answer session with the Unraid team. To lead this part of our celebration, I need to bring on a very important person up here. She's the co-CEO here of Unraid and works alongside her dad, Tom, the founder of Unraid. So please get those applause buttons ready and make some noise for the one and only Tiffany Jones.
Cloud subscription. Hey everybody, so fun to be here with you. Thank you so much for spending some time with us here today. We've been practicing this event and really hope that you guys are having a good time so far. So the next section that we are heading into is a Q&A. I'm going to invite some of our staff up on stage in just a second. So get those questions ready. Couple things are going to happen. So in a few minutes, you're going to see a little button pop up kind of right above the audience, and it's going to say ask a question. And yeah, Zach is flashing it for you there. By the way, we have our whole crew in this like backstage holding area. Everybody's watching and waiting to come out on stage. It's going to be super fun. So when that ask a question button comes up, if you want to ask a question, you click on that and it's going to queue everybody up in a long line. When you are up at the mic, your audio will be on. It will automatically unmute you. So just know that, not while you're waiting in the queue, but if you are the person that is up on the podium, it will unmute you. So just be ready for that. We are here to, when we introduce everybody, they're going to tell you the types of questions that they would love to answer. If we get a question that's not really pertinent to the event or might derail us, or maybe something we're not really prepared to answer, I'll give you one last chance to ask another question. And if not, we'll just move you back to the audience. I'm trying to think if there's any other things you guys should know. I think that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and invite the staff up on stage. Okay, so let's do a quick round here. I'm sure most of you know who these people are, but let's just go around the horn. Adam, we'll start with you. I know you already introduced yourself, but why don't you share a little bit about what you do and what kinds of questions you're looking for today?
Sure. So my name is Adam Morales. Again, I'm the head of support here for LimeTech and Unraid, and my team is here to make sure that all of you in our community have a trouble-free Unraid experience. Feel free to ask me questions about anything support related. One of my main focuses has been helping shepherd in small business into the Unraid world. And I have a background in ZFS and enterprise storage, so anything related to that. Tom? Tom, did you want to introduce yourself?
Next? Okay. Hey, hello, everyone. This is Tom Mortensen. I'm the founder of this little company here. And hey, there's been lots of ups and downs over the years, and I never would have imagined that we'd be here like this today with this amazing group of people in our company. Our amazing community. It's just been a lot of fun. And you can answer I can answer any questions about the history of the company, history of the product, Unraid OS, whatever you want to ask. And I just want to lastly say that Eli does really code the way that you saw in that video. He really does code that thing. So I'll pass that on to Eli then. Here you go, Eli.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Yeah, I'm Eli. I'm the director of the API team. Some of you might have seen me in Discord. I'm in there a lot. Yeah, ask me any questions about the API, like when feature is going to be ready or not. And then yeah, anything else about upcoming Unraid API features you want to know about, happy to answer them. So thanks. All right, Spence.
Thanks, Eli. Yeah, I'm Spencer Jones. I'm the director of marketing here at Unraid, and I help bridge the product and the community through content, comms, and like partnerships. So I'm excited to talk to anything related to that. And Ed, how about you?
Hi, I'm Ed Rawlings. I work in both marketing and support. And please ask me any questions at all about really anything, and I'll do my best to answer.
All right, Zach, why don't we turn on the mic and you guys go ahead and get lined up and let's ask some questions here. We have about 20-25 minutes or so. Let's start with our first one.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, we gotcha.
Can you guys hear me?
You're live on the air.
Oh, great. Okay. My name's Drew. I go by Rutherford on the forums. And I think one of the most exciting Dockers and software that I've seen come out recently is Image. I just think it's going to be a real game changer for home hosting stuff and like getting rid of these cloud subscriptions. So I was wondering, and this is a question for anybody up there, if anyone wants to speak to some of these, to that new project and how that might kind of dovetail in with Unraid as your guys' dream is marching forward.
Who wants to take that one? I see a lot of heads nodding on this panel.
I run Image, so I can talk a little bit about that maybe. I'm really pumped about Image. Like I'm still running Google Photos on the side, but I have Image running on my phone, and I've been using it on my server now for about a year. And I see as we start building out integrations with things like Docker Compose to make that better, I think that our ability to support like the full image stack in a nicer way is going to get even better, because I know right now there's some pains setting it up, having done it myself. But I think like those services are popping up left and right where people have built like equivalent competitors to, you know, cloud services or very close, where you're not making a ton of trade-offs. And so it's like awesome. I love the community bringing that stuff to us. And like all the community apps, just like you guys basically build templates around popular Docker containers and build integrations that let people one click install these things. So that's awesome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I know Ed was wanting to get the image devs on the Uncast channel, and I'll reach out again. But if anybody has a connection with any of those guys, please hit us up, because I tried and didn't get a response. But we'd love to get closer to that team for sure.
Yeah. The image has just been, you know, improving leaps and bounds. I remember I was running it a few years ago and just seeing it, you know, develop, and it's, you know, just going from strength to strength. Certainly, you know, a really top-notch, amazing self-hosted application.
Awesome. Anything else you guys want to say before we move on? All right, cool. Thank you so much for that question. Really appreciate it. And thanks for being here. Okay. Who do we have next? You're live at the mic. Where are you from and what's your question?
Hey, I'm Bald Wookie from New Jersey, the US of A, the great US of A. I guess I have one of those ones everyone hates where it's a two-parter. The Community App Store. Why do I hate clicking that tab and waiting for it to load? Any plans for improvements there? And then, of course, the second part to that, sort of a verification, I guess, that, you know, something to differentiate what comes from you guys versus what comes from Joe Schmo. And I don't know. Yeah. Any plans there, I guess?
Those are both excellent questions. I think I can answer some of them at least, if that's okay with you guys. So I know like the loading time on CA can be painful. And I am working with Andrew to start bringing in some of the work that my team is doing to his work on CA. I think there's a lot of potential for us to start running some backend servers on our cloud infrastructure, so that those CA queries aren't going directly to I think it's like a 12 megabyte JSON file on your server right now. And even if we don't do that, getting like a, you know, improved system to just query to the data in that file will definitely help performance. So there's a whole lot of stuff that I think the API can help Andrew with, and I'm working with it.
Who do we have in the house coming up on stage?
You know, that's
the legend.
They said the magic words.
Not called Squid for nothing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Squid.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, we're like, once we move to the API, it's going to be massively increase in performance and whatnot, because it's still like a legacy plugin and how it accomplishes things. The next update, though, I've been playing around with it and navigating around the various options, searching and whatnot, is incredibly faster. Like it's at least 2 to 3 times faster on a rough guess. Oh,
nice. And to answer your other question, Andrew, I know you and I have talked a lot about plugin validation systems and trying to like build some more checks in place. So we're talking internally to try to figure out if there's ways we can have a sort of like approved or like validated section to try and like make CA more secure for you guys. Andrew does a ton of work right now just to say that already validating those plugins and making sure they're good, but it would be awesome to have those extra checks in there too, just like, verified or something box would be great. So.
Yeah, like Eli wasn't happy with me because when Connect first came out, I insisted on doing a security audit on it before I put it into CA. Yeah. But yeah, I get notifications of every update to every plugin. And yeah, I do actually look at the code on every single thing of them. So I trust Eli now with Connect.
All right, did that answer your question?
It did. Thank you all for your work. It's appreciated, and I'm sure you all know that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming up. We appreciate it. All right. Who do we have next? You are live. Where are you from? What's your question?
Fuggin.
Oh, we got Fuggin up here?
Hey, how you guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Got you.
Yes.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say congratulations and I appreciate all your guys' hard work. I know I can be kind of a clown online. So I really don't have any questions. I don't know what I'm doing anyway. So I just go along for the ride, and I just do appreciate all your guys' work and the support of everybody online. Yep. So just wanted to say that. Appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on.
Fuggin is a legend, by the way. People should be aware of that. He's one of our mods in the Discord server, and we appreciate you very much as well, Fuggin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say all Discord mods, forum mods, we'll try to recognize you in a little bit at the end of the show. But thank you so much for everything you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other questions? All right. Okay, we got the next person up. You are live.
Hi, it's Paul H from Liverpool, England. I'm very sad that I didn't win, but anyway, are there any plans to provide a multi-server management interface? It'd be nice, if you've got multiple Unraid servers, it'd be nice to be able to just easily switch between them within the one interface.
Great question, Paul. I'm gonna have to kick that over to Eli again.
Yeah,
Screen.
yeah. So I'm sure you guys are aware of Unraid Connect. We talk a lot internally about Unraid Connect as a product. That currently does kind of what you want, but I'm not super happy with. Obviously, there's some issues with performance and issues with connectivity, and we have plans to make that much more robust and build out a sort of much more seamless system to be able to manage all those servers. And yeah, I'm really excited about the future of that product. I think that there's going to be some really cool things coming down the road to make that better. So yeah.
Yeah, great, thank you.
Yeah.
Again, it's a great product. Again, I've used other products that I've used for sort of NAS purposes, but Unraid just rocks. It just, it does what it says on the tin, and it just works. It's such a great product. I do push it to all my work colleagues, but not yet been able to sort of convert one of them, but I do try my hardest.
Well, thank you.
Try.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Give him my contact info. We'll talk. Your work colleagues.
All right. Who do we have next?
Hey, it's Rish from Europe, and I just wanted to say congratulations on this huge milestone, and thank you for putting together this presentation with all the work you've done. It's really amazing. So my question is regarding the plugin system, as I'm a plugin developer, and I just wanted to ask, is the old plugin system going away? Is it going to be deprecated in favor of the new API, or what are the plans regarding that? So yeah.
All right. I got one guess for everyone who this is going to go to.
Hi guys, it's me again. Great question. So the current plan is that the plugin system will stay functional and will stay supported for the foreseeable future, and that probably means like at least a year or two here. We do anticipate that we will start moving towards the API-based plugin system at some point. That's not to say we may not fully get rid of that legacy plugin system, but we will likely prefer the API system because it's going to give more security options. It's going to not just like potentially throw everything in there as root. We'll have more controls over that type of thing. But I definitely see like your concern there for sure. And I keep seeing in the chat. EDAC over here is telling me that I need to build plugin developer docs, and that's something that we're desperately like working to do. So in the next few months here, we'll get more documentation out on how to build those things. Yeah.
So can I assume basically that what you're saying is also that there will still in the future be a possibility to have low-level kinds of plugins thinking in direction of network UPS tools or any kind of plugins interacting directly with the file system, whatever, yeah?
Yeah, I think that's critical to our product. Like, it needs to continue to be supported. It's one of the best things that we see is things like the NVIDIA GPU driver plugin or the Realtek drivers, or like you said, network UPS tools. So yeah, those are absolutely not going away.
Okay, well, thank you very much for answering my question, and I'm really looking forward for what the future has in store. Thank you again for all the hard work you do, and have a nice evening.
Thank you, Rich. Hey, before we move on to the next question, hang tight. We had a question in the chat here from Bald Wookie who was up earlier. Adam, I don't know if you want to take a look at that, but just wondering a little bit more about Unraid in production commercial environments.
Sure.
And Bees, if you want to speak a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes here or there.
Sure. Yeah, we've been developing that. It's not a public offering at this point in time. It's been happening organically, but we've gotten a whole lot of attention actually, even just through our existing channels. And we're developing a process of bringing small businesses in and supporting them with professional services and deployments. And a lot of that's also happening on the actual dev side as well. We're adding new features and functionalities to the product that make it more attractive to business customers who have critical uptimes to consider and such.
Yeah, Tom,
Does that answer the question?
Tom, did you want to tease anything coming up that might help with that?
Yeah, sure. You know, one big thing we recognize that you know, not only small businesses but also many home users too. You know, these days those USB flash devices are not what they used to be. They're not as high quality. You know, it's just you know, having Unraid rely on those is a real two-edged sword. On the one hand, it's really simple. On the other hand, they can be unreliable. So a project we have going on right now is something we call internal boot. It'll let you transfer your boot device, this device from which you want to boot, onto an internal device such as a SSD, NVMe, even a hard drive, and not only that, have a mirror setup. So once that's in place, then I think Unraid OS as a product for something like a small business would be a lot more appealing because it eliminates that single point of failure. So that is something that's coming and actively being worked on.
We actually interviewed some small business owners and MSPs, and that was the number one thing that they asked for. So we're really excited to bring that on.
Awesome. All right, thank you guys. Okay, we have someone waiting very patiently at the mic. You want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Final.
Great name.
I come from an enterprise background, and I've spent a lot of time dealing with the evil of 20-byte sector SANs and loved moving over to ZFS in the beginning. But I ended up getting off of ZFS because Oracle bought Solaris and kind of walked away from it. So I never really looked at Unraid, and my question comes to this, which is most people look at Unraid and don't really consider it a serious server solution, which is an imaging issue. Are you guys doing anything to address that? Because I have been running it for 5 years, and the most difficult part of my transition from Windows Server background was learning to write some SQL queries to change my database structures. That was it. This is the smoothest upgrade and transition I have ever had from any product in 25 years in the industry, and I want to see more people use it.
All right, who wants to speak to that? Who do we got?
I'll start with that. I think again, like our focus has been broadening, is what I would say, and looking at the fact that we actually believe there's a lot of small business customers out there who are actively using Unraid, and it seems to be true because they're coming into us, like I said, through our existing support ticketing channels, etc. And that change in focus, I guess, or that addition in focus to looking at small businesses is what's leading to things like the internal boot features that we're adding. And I think that those are the sort of kind of killer features that are going to bring this into more people's line of sight as a viable solution.
Anybody else have
Anybody
anything
else
to say?
Well, sure. Let me a few words. So I'm curious about what you think about ZFS these days. There's, you probably know there's what we're using is OpenZFS. Is actively maintained. Oracle seems to, they're kind of agnostic on the whole thing. That the project's been going on for a long time. Adding ZFS support is something that we consider in some ways crucial to businesses, just because of its track record and its history of being reliable in the enterprise space. So that said, there are advantages to how the Unraid array works as well. So we support both, and so I'd be curious, what are your thoughts about ZFS these days? Is this something you might go back to?
Really, my only problem with ZFS nowadays is the fact that there's no real recovery solution other than backups. But that's inherent of all in enterprise file systems I've seen. I personally love it. I think it's a great solution. It is scaled well. The feature set system they've built is robust, but I can't really afford a second server to have a true high availability backup.
Yeah. Right.
But I want to thank you for the time, and I love this event. I'm glad, and I genuinely try to get people to switch to Unraid.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
It's the best bang for my buck I've ever spent on anything Linux.
Love it.
Thank
I
you.
think Final needs to, just based upon some of the hints he was throwing when he was looking at ZFS, I think he can join Ed and I in the graybeard category there also. Love it.
I got trained by Sun on a thumper. I'm old.
There you go. I can tell.
All right. Thank you so much for coming up and asking your question. All right. Who do we have next?
Hello. I'm Doc. I'm from South Africa.
Welcome.
Okay, so I currently have my main server in my flat, and my parents is living in a farm, and so the signal isn't so well there, and I have a telephone on a proxy server, and since their internet is by satellite, and it's very slow there, and I was thinking, is there a way that I can like mirror my mirror my Unraid server so that I can have like a complete backup of my Unraid server at the second location, and then they can have access to the exact time resources, and then I can just update it. I can then update it as I go to the farm, and that's why I also have a real offsite backup should something happen to my server. I realize that this needs second license, but then I found no way to like actually sync one server to another server, like one-to-one.
Okay, so I think we're asking about backups, a backup solution. Sounds like he has a server at his main house,
Correct.
at his parents' house. Okay, so Eli, do you want to take that? I know you've been working on something in the background.
Yeah,
I'm not
sure.
if you're ready to chat about it.
Yeah, what I think, Zach, are you asking about like a backup solution to do like a one-to-one mirror with a second Unraid server, that sort of situation?
Yes.
Yeah, internally, we've started work on a backup solution using rclone, and we'll also integrate with a few other providers. Like I think we're going to try to use ZFS, one of those ZFS backup solutions as well. That the people on the team who are more informed about ZFS have told me about. And we're going to try to basically build a like API based, choose the shares you want to back up, choose your backup target, and that could be an internet destination, or it could be a destination over a Tailscale tunnel or whatever else network share destination, and back up to those. So my hope is that we can get something like that out for you, and that will solve some of the backup pains that people have. Personally, I had to set up a backup system on my own server, and it was not an ideal situation and not have a native Unraid feature for that. So that's the reason for that, for us starting to work on that system internally. So yeah, hopefully we'll have more about that in the near future here. It is a work in progress, but it is happening. So yeah.
Yeah, and if I can just add something as well. Tailscale, connecting the two servers together with Tailscale, you can just choose to actually synchronize various shares if you needed to. If you had like a media share and you wanted it synced with the other destination, you could use a simple rsync script if you're proficient at being able to do that. If you're not, then go over to the forums and loads of people over there will help you be able to do that, and you can just have that run periodically and it will just synchronize the changes even over a slow internet, and then you'll be able to have some sort of backup system while you're waiting for the official backup solution to be built.
Oh, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And I've been using Unraid now for about a year. I started on one of the release candidates one version 7, and it's a great learning journey, and I've been enjoying it. And currently my entire system is run by Tailscale, and I'm loving the integration.
Yeah, we can thank our audience member EDAC for that, EDA Certain for that. Yeah, he's awesome and has done a ton of work on that.
All right, thank you
guys
for coming up. We really appreciate it.
Oh, we had Fuggen and he left. I guess we don't have another question.
Okay, any other questions? I did have a question come in. I don't know if you guys know this, but for the Uncast show, there is a way to record a voice memo that we can take in as a question or a show topic idea. So we got actually one from Tracy in Canada that we just wanted to play here and check out what this was. Can you roll that, Larry?
Happy 20th birthday, Unraid. And oh, FYI, Tom, I still think Hawaiian shirts are sexy. Wow.
Well, I guess that wasn't so much of a question.
Just a general comment.
All right, anything else out there that you guys are dying to ask while we have our crew up here? Okay, we're gonna turn it off. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much, everybody who participated in that. I want to give a big, quick round of applause to Ed for being our MC and producing an amazing first film. Give it up for Ed.
Thank you, guys. You're making me blush.
And I just want to say thank you to the rest of our staff. So I'm going to hand this over to Ed. We're going to start to get this event wrapped up, but we're going to do it in a really high energy way. So I'm going to hand it over to Ed. The rest of us are going to head off the stage, and we're going to transition into a fun little segment here and wrap things up.
Well, thank you very much, Tiffany, and thank you to everyone on the panel for answering those great questions. And thank you, everyone, for asking the questions. That's absolutely awesome. Now, from what you've seen on the stage, that isn't actually the whole Line Tech team. Of course, the team's much bigger than this, and we've actually had some of them working hard behind the scenes today. So I'd like to invite the people that you haven't seen yet, please, to come onto the stage. So yeah, thank you very much, guys, for helping out today. And thank you very much for all you contribute towards the best operating system in the world. Thank you very much. Thank you. But the thanks doesn't actually stop there. No, it doesn't. The thanks doesn't stop there. We also want to give a massive thank you to all of you in the community who have helped Unraid over the years. So it's time to actually look for our emoji buttons again. So what I'd like to do is ask you to hit the thumbs up if you've ever contributed as a moderator on the forums like Reddit or Discord. Let's hear it if you're a mod. Awesome. Thank you very much. Now, I'm wondering, have we got any of our incredible community developers out there? Any plugin authors or Docker authors? Give it a thumbs up. Let's see you. Yeah, thank you for all of your hard work, guys. You know, we really appreciate all of the time and effort you put into making Unraid an awesome product. And finally, let's have a thumbs up from anyone who's helped with either testing the product, language translations, or even if you've only just been helping others on the forums. Give it a thumbs up if you're one of those people. Well, I just want to say to everyone out there, whether you've helped on the forums, just give them feedback. We just want to say thank you for whatever you've done, big or small. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this event. I certainly have enjoyed hosting it, and I know all of the other staff have had a great time here as well. And I want to thank you guys for giving up part of your Saturday to join us for our first ever birthday bash. But don't go anywhere just yet. Remember what we were talking about earlier. There's going to be slides showing of all of the other great entries of the SYS competition, all 70 of them. So please feel free to stick around, have a look at those. And again, happy birthday, Unraid. Thank you, community, and happy Unraiding.